Next up is the Palace Guard, and we are now onto an ability that is going to last us up until part 9. That's right, for a full, 5 parts, it is going to be the same exact ability, that ability being Grapple. And if you played this game, you know that most of the characters in this game have Grapple. But yeah, if you've never played the game before and you're just watching the series, pretty much whenever you see one of those, red, circles on the ground with a plus in the middle of them, you just grapple on them. And trying to stretch out parts to try to make them long to try to get extra runtime on the video is going to be way harder. So, yeah, enjoy some short parts up until part 9. So, yeah. Palace Guard is the worst out of the grappler boys because I don't really like his design. The helmet actually looks good, but the body and the legs just does not really look that good. But this is most likely going to be the longest segment of a Blaster Boy unless we get to an actual important character. Because, well, the worst is, you most likely have more reasons to talk about why they're the worst because, well, there are just more reasons to hate about them besides the ones that you just think are boring or plain. The second worst Blaster Grappler character is the generic Wookiee. And I'll be honest, I don't really like the Wookiees. I don't really think that they're that great of a creature. Just I don't know. Just my unpopular Star Wars opinion. But yeah, the Wookiee in this game doesn't really look that great, so that's why I put him so far down on the list. But yeah, Wookiees are actually pretty interesting creatures, even though I don't like them, I will admit that. Being because of the fact where they can just rip their opponent's arms off. And I wish I could talk about this on another better Wookiee that we'll get to later down the line, but no, might as well get these facts out of the way while we're with the worser Wookiee, so yeah. And number 88 is another one of Jabba's little minions, being the Skiff Guard, also being the annoying little boogers who just rain fire on you at the beginning of the Great Pit of Carkoon level. So, yeah, these guys are pretty annoying. But the only reason why I put him above the Wookiee and the Palace Guard is because I feel like he just looks nicer and cleaner. Sure, the scrunched up face does make him have less spots on the list, but other than that, this guy looks pretty good, but not enough to get into the top 80. Well, he got into the top 90 at least. Mainly because of his abilities, but if we're going off of my opinions, he probably wouldn't even be top 125. Actually, yeah, he probably would. But you get my point. He'd still be low on the list, even if this was opinion-based. Next up is the Queen of Naboo, well, former Queen Amidala. And like I said earlier, we are going to start seeing a lot of story characters from now on. This one part alone has 5 story characters, and we're just getting to our first one. Again, we are 4 parts in now, so yeah, so next few parts we're gonna see a lot of story characters. But yeah, Queen Amidala is my least favorite Blaster story character, mainly because I don't know, I just don't really like her. I think she's kind of boring to me, but it's one of those borings to where it's not mid, but you just kind of dislike. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Whenever I was younger, I used to think that, well, since I grew up on the Lego games, I thought that Queen Amidala and Padme Amidala were the same person, but yeah, I know they are now. Also, I don't know if this was behind the scenes or something, but when did Padme even become Queen of Naboo? Yes, she did get the Gungans on your side, but that's it. Is that really queen status? Did they decide, this queen does nothing? So yeah, we're gonna make you the queen. I might have to rewatch the Star Wars movie. It's been a while. Maybe after Queen Amidala died or something. Yeah, I don't know. Again, like I just said, gonna have to rewatch the movies. My disliking for Wookiees goes equally for Chewbacca. So, yeah, if any of you hope that Chewbacca would be at least maybe in the top 75, well, you're wrong. But yeah, something that I talked about that I need to talk about with Chewbacca that I didn't talk about with the original Wookiee is that every other character in this game has like just the generic megaphone and stud at the end of it for a blaster. But since the Wookiees have bowcasters, Chewbacca has an already made Lego piece being the crossbow. So which I find very interesting. Well, not interesting, but rather cool. So, same goes for another character down the list. If you have played this game, you know who that is, but yeah. Actually, two characters, really. But, yeah. I've already talked everything interesting about Wookiees before I could get to him, like I said earlier as well. So, yeah, there's nothing really more interesting to say about Chewbacca. Now we got the Tusken Raiders, which, if you played the Through the Jundland Waste level, you know that they were very annoying in one part of the story. Whenever you see, like, the little, like sand wall thing, and you have to, like, use the Force to get, like, the escape pod, I think that is, to climb up it, for me at least, the Tusken Raiders just kept on coming, and they would not stop. Like, every, like, couple of seconds, they would just keep on coming. Even though that they were an annoyance, it still pains me to put them this low on the list, at least blaster character-wise. Getting in the top 90 is still kind of good, I guess, but not that good. But yeah, it still pains me because I do like the Tusken Raiders. I think they have a cool design, and I think, I just think they look cool. And like Chewbacca, they don't have the generic megaphone plus stud at the end piece. They actually have a little musket, which I think adds to their coolness even more. So, yeah, Tusken Raiders, even though they did attempt to kill Luke, they're still pretty cool. Next up, we're going to be talking about Princess Leia, and the worst variant of her being her Endor version. We're going to be talking about Leia for the start of next part as well as the end of this part. So yeah, buckle up. It's going to be very annoying to try to find something to talk about 6 Leia variants. But yeah, this is the worst variant being, well, Leia Endor. The reason why I don't really like it that much is I just don't really like the hat. Yeah, that's the entire thing that throws it off for me, the hat. Just nothing else. I seriously don't like the hat. Thank God that they did have a different style for Leia without her hat in the Skywalker saga. So, thank you, TT Games, for giving me the prayers to my answers. Next up is the most questionable variant of Leia, being her slave variant. And I mean, you can just look at this for 5 seconds and you'd also say, why? To as well. I don't think I need to explain why. I really don't think I need to explain it. But anyway, the only reason why this isn't as bad as the Endor version is because, well, for one, it doesn't have that whole horrendous hat. And I think it does fit, I guess, but really it's the hat that throws it off. This is also a horrible outfit for her. So I don't like this either, but it doesn't have the hat, so we're all good. Now we have the normal Leia variant, the one that you unlock at the beginning of A New Hope with the Secret Plans level, and something that I can finally talk about because we have her normal variant, being that just like C-3PO and R2, she was in most of the Star Wars movies, except she only ever wasn't in 2, minus Rogue One and Solo, of course. But yeah, she was in 7 Star Wars movies. She was in, the original trilogy, the sequel trilogy, and Revenge of the Sith. And I feel like a lot of people agree with me on this one, is that whenever she got sucked out into space with Admiral Akbar in The Last Jedi, I feel like most people agree that she should have died there to have a good send-off with her character. But no, she just died randomly in The Rise of Skywalker. I don't even remember how she died. Again, I need to rewatch the movies, so maybe I can get a better understanding of how she actually died. But it makes no sense. What did she do? Did she pull a Padme and die from sadness? Did she just completely lose the will to live? Yeah, anyway. But anyway, back to this. This is basic, and it's the type of basic that I like. So, not too, like, basic as in, like, no effort put into it. Basic as in, like, actually looks good basic. That was a horrible explanation. I'm sorry. But, yeah.